Hi all, welcome to this special edition of Professional Visa and Education Services News Update. My name is Nish. I'm a registered migration agent and recently admitted as a lawyer in the Supreme Court. Look, I have to let you know about this particular news in relation to 485 visa. It seems to be a little bit confusing amongst the people. Hopefully this video will clarify the situation in relation to the recent changes about the extension, about the replacement, about the graduate visa, about the post-study work visa, and the extension. So again, just for the naming convention, just so that it's going to be easier for everyone to understand, I'm going to use graduate stream as a name for the occupation that is only eligible for graduate stream visa. Post-study work visa will be for the occupation or the qualification that is bachelor's degree and higher. And I'm gonna talk about replacement visa. This is the visa that was designed for the people who are actually stuck overseas during that Feb 2020 to December 2021. And I'm going to talk about the eligible extension of the visa. And I'm going to stick with this naming convention just so that it's going to be easier for you guys to understand in relation to the overall picture of the 485 visa. There is a lot of scenarios in these videos, and I'm sure, it was, how it was drafted. The legislation on its own is quite confusing. We have to spend a couple of hours try to take out the area that needs to be replaced by the new instrument and replace, omit, and whatnot. So again, I don't want to bore you with the detail, but let's just go straight to the point. Now, if you have just arrived in Australia, or if you've been studying in Australia, you are studying diploma level, or you are studying bachelor's degree or higher. Now, as soon as you finish your study, like especially if you're studying diploma level, you have to ensure that your occupation is on the list where you can apply for 485 visa, which is called graduate stream. And if your occupation is on the list on medium to long term, just for sake of understanding, then you need to conduct your skill assessment for 485 visa. And once you apply for 485 visa skill assessment, then you can apply for graduate stream 485. PSW, if you have studied in any institute, any higher education, bachelor's or master's, you'll be able to apply for 485 visa. If you have done bachelor's degree, you'll get a 2 years 485. If you have done master's, you'll get 3, and so on. Now, what happens with the eligible extension part? I'll quickly talk about the extension. Now, only if you need to, if you look at the extension list, which we made it public in our social media page on Saturday, I believe. If you look at the occupation, if you look at the qualification, each qualification, each university is listed on that legislation, where it also accompanies with the CRICOS code. So if your CRICOS code and if your qualification is on that list, you are eligible for extension. So how you will apply for extension? Through IMI account, no fees applicable for extension, and you have to pick the CRICOS code from the list, and that's how you can apply for the extension for eligible qualification and also eligible university. But again, it is all prescribed in that list that we made it public on Saturday. Now, the other thing is about the people who studied in regional area. So again, this is the scenario that could be quite confusing for people who studied in regional area. So if you've actually studied in regional area and you've applied for post-study work visa, and you have been living in regional area throughout the period, study and work, then obviously you are eligible for 1 year extension if you have lived in sort of not far regional, but you get 2 years extension if you have lived and studied and worked in far regional. So that extension part is still available. And if you have applied for that 485 extension, and if your occupation is on the eligible list, then you can apply for the 2 years extension again. So this could be quite confusing. I'll repeat it again. If you have initially lodged the application based on the fact that you've studied in regional area and then you got your 485, you've been living, study, work criteria has been fulfilled, then depending on was that a far regional or is that a regional, that central regional, that's what they call, then you'll be eligible for either 1 year extension or 2 years extension depending on where you were living. Even if you finish that, or even if you got that extension of the 485, you can still further go ahead and apply for the eligible extension. If your occupation is on eligible occupation list, then you can apply for the extension as well. Replacement visa is the same thing. So if you've been away during the COVID period, you came back, you apply for replacement visa, then your visa is kind of aligned. If you have done bachelor's in the past, you'll be getting replacement visa for 2 years. If you have done master's in the past, the replacement visa will be for 3 years. And if you are on the replacement visa and your qualification again is on that eligible list with the criteria listed on the eligible list, you can further extend that for 2 years. Now, when you're applying for extension of the eligible occupation, there is no English requirement. There is no police check, Australian Federal Police check. There is no health checkup, but there is a health insurance requirement, of course. And your your qualification has to be on the eligible list. Again, that was published on Saturday. I think that's about it. So again, in terms of the lodgement of the 485, the primary 485 visa, PSW and the graduate stream, you can still lodge if you are stuck overseas because the concession period still applies and the minister hasn't made an announcement about when the concession period will be over. I know, like, a lot of people might be thinking it's only 485 visa, it's simple. But again, I think it's about a time, you need to understand whether or not you're eligible for the extension. You need to understand whether or not you're eligible for replacement, whether or not you need to understand whether or not, the location of the application falls within the concession period. And you need to understand whether or not which visa application I need to make a payment or which one's free. I know when you put it into like a, conversation, it may look confusing, but really there's only 3 or 4 scenarios that we need to get our head around in terms of making it clear for our clients. But again, we're here for your service. So if you have any confusion or if you have any inquiries in relation to 485 visa, I'd urge you to come and see us. Now, 408 visa is another popular topic. We've been looking out for any official news on the 408 visa during the weekend. There is no written official news about the 408 visa coming to an end. And even, it seems to be available at the moment. So if you are, kind of thinking about going to student or any other temporary visa, 408 visa seems still available for us to use it. So that's what we, did this morning. And no doubt we received our bridging visa. So, there is no official news or legislation or no announcement in relation to 408 global pandemic visa. So 408 visa, there are other streams and categories, but I'm more referring to the 408 COVID visa. Okay, well, apart from that, obviously, I made it my public announcement in relation to me being admitted as a lawyer. The area of services varies from immigration law. We also provide services in criminal law, defamation, construction law, wills and probates, family law, and property law. So for now, if you guys have any inquiries in relation to any of these legal matters, you can come and see us. Obviously, I have there is a 30 minutes, half an hour free consultation, which there's no cost involved on that one. And again, see if we can find a solution for you guys in relation to the migration or any other legal issues that you are currently going through. So again, this is a quick video, 10 below 10 minutes video in relation to making it clear for you about this 4F5 visa. So if you have any confusion, you can go back and listen to this video slowly and identify which category you fall under. But again, if you have any questions, please feel free to come and see us. Thank you for watching. Please keep sharing and supporting us to spread this news and videos amongst your friends and family. Again, thank you for your support. I'll be back again with more news and update in future. But until then, see you later. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.